Welcome, welcome, welcome all officially to, I think it's the fourth Choir Community Distance Sing online singing experience. And lovely to see you all. Or your names, if that's all we can see, that's fine. You can have your choice. You can show us your name, or you can show us where you were on holiday last year, because you can put the backdrop up. But most of you are good. But I've got to read out a little disclaimer to make sure that you're happy with us actually filming you and recording, because we're going to be putting some of this onto social media in the next few days. To show the people who couldn't make it what they missed, and B, to let people know that we're here and we're going to be doing this for another few weeks, I'm sure. So thank you for coming. We need to make you aware that we are recording this session with the expectation of putting it onto social media channels in the coming days for other people to enjoy. By joining this session and turning your camera on, you are providing consent for us to do this. So if you don't want to be identified and you don't want to be in a film, please turn off your camera, which is very easy. You just turn video off, but you can still see us, and change your name by clicking the rename button in the participants panel. Please also be aware of any personal pictures or items which you don't want to be shown, which might be behind you in your video, or family members. I don't know who might be creeping in behind you. We hope that most of you are fine to keep your videos on, of course, because the more interactive we can make this, the better. Thumbs up from everybody for that. So you're good with that. Thank you very much. Lovely. So we're on 2 pages. If you want to click around and see people, what you need to do is either swipe your screen or go to the top right-hand corner where it should say either gallery view or speaker view. Some of you have more options. You have like a few little blobs, or some medium-sized blobs and lots of blobs. And I have 25, I think I can get on mine as a maximum. Some of you can get more than that if you're on a newer machine. So if you want to see lots of people,
because I have to scroll down to see more.
You may have to scroll, yes, or you can swipe and select a different shape. But it's mainly speaker view and gallery view. So if you want to see lots of people and feel like you're in a choir, then select gallery view. And if you want to just see me, if you like me, or you want to see me conducting, you click on speaker view, and that means that the person who makes the most noise, which is normally me, will be big in your will be promoted in your screen, as it were. So that's what that happens. And of course, the one that you can see is not the one you're on. So if it says speaker view, it means you're on gallery view, because when you select speaker view, that's the one you're clicking. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? There's another thing you may want to help your sound, which will help us to hear you if you speak to me, which is on the other corner. It should be for you. It's got a thing that's called turn on original sound. So you want to have that. So it says turn off original sound, because if you've selected turn on original sound, turn off will be the next option. So you need to have that on, which means it says off. It's very confusing.
Where is that?
For me, that's on my top left-hand corner, but I don't know.
It's only really for you to worry about, Craig. It doesn't matter for anyone else.
Okay, but it's what I have to remember to do to make sure the sound is best coming through your speakers. Now, Piercy, there's lots of things coming through Facebook. Are you watching Facebook and typing people answers there? I don't know.
Honest.
What was that? I missed something. Lovely. Okay, now somebody last week asked for a warm-up, so we're going to do a little warm-up today. So whenever we sing or anything, I'm going to have to mute you, I'm afraid. Otherwise, it's a bit cacophonous and hilarious. So I'm going to mute you all now. I'm actually going to select the other thing that stops you from unmuting. There we go. So very gently, with your lips together, a hum, if you wouldn't mind. Just going up a fourth and down. Simple as that. Can you hear me and can you hear the piano? Is that enough? Okay. Do that again, please. And we'll just simply go up the semitones a few times as you would normally in a choir rehearsal. One more of those. That's lovely. The next one, just slightly part the lips, please, but keep your teeth closed. So you're going to start resonating right in the front of the mouth here. You have a sort of a little bit of a grin there, a bit of a smile there. Keep your teeth closed and sing on that. One more of those. Some of you have lovely smiles when you sing. That's absolutely lovely. A similar sort of thing, starting on a D now in an A in D major. We're going to sing on the NG sound at the end of the word sing. So we're going to go sing. And at the end we open out to E-ah. So sing, you snap to the NG of sing. Sing, it's called the siren sound. It's very, very good for warming up the voice in a gentle way, particularly at 6:30 in the morning, where some of you are, I'm aware. So we go, sing, and sing, sing. Lovely. The next thing I like to do is a simple arpeggio, and I like to just sing the word arpeggio because you can open out on the top there. We start down on a B flat, so we simply go arpeggio. Not too much problems there. That's a nice key for everybody. 1, 2, 3. Arpeggio. 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 Start to lift the top of the mouth on the top. Arpeggio. Final one. Arpeggio. I'm ever so sorry, I lied. One more. Arpeggio. And that's probably enough there. That's an E, which is very good for altos and basses. Now, what I would normally do, I'd normally go on to some, maybe some scales, maybe some tongue twisters, and maybe I'd play some games with sort of making up words. I'm not going to do that this week. We're going to sing the isolation warm-up round. Okay? So I'm going to put it on the screen in a minute, but I'm going to teach it to you line by line. And as you sing this, I want you to decide which group you're going to be in. Actually, well, you can, that will take you 2 seconds to decide later on. There are going to be 4 groups. So all you need to do is sing back after me this line, and I'm going to do something really weird. I'm going to unmute you just to hear what it sounds like when you all sing back something. Okay, so very simply, just sing back after me. Wash your hands all day long, do it for 20 seconds, go!
Wash your hands all day long, 20 seconds.
And that's why we don't keep your mics on all the time. Right, that was a very bad experiment. I knew that would happen. Don't worry. I'm going to mute you again. I'm going to learn line by line one more time. It's very short. It's only 4 short lines. And you probably can make it up. You probably can guess how it's going to go anyway. So line 1 again. Wash your hands all day long. What am I talking? Wash your hands all the time. Wash your hands all the time. Do it for 20 seconds. Go. Wash. 20 seconds. Line 2. It's important to include your thumbs, or so my mother reckons. It's important to include your thumbs, or so my mother reckons. Line 3. You must stay indoors. Don't go out, but if you really must, you must stay indoors. Don't go out, but if you really must, try to stay at least 2 meters apart, and then you've to share my screen now so you can have it in front of you while we actually sing it. Can you all see that? Good. Right, I'm going to make sure it's in the middle of the screen. There we go. Can you see that? So you sing it the round works every 2 bars. I'm going to sing it one more time all the way through and then we'll start the recording. Are you ready? So there's the note for wash, 2, 3, and wash your hands all the time. Do it for 20 seconds. It's important to include your thumbs or so my mother reckons. You must stay indoors, don't go out, but if you really must, try to stay at least 2 meters apart, and then you've got it. Start again, wash your hands, etc, etc. I have a feeling it might be about 20 seconds long, although I don't know, it wasn't deliberate. So are you ready for the full performance? What we're going to do is, I want you to choose a number between either 1, 2, 3 or 4. So choose 1, 2, 3 or 4, that's your group. And what happens is we sing the whole thing through once together, and then group 1 will sing on their own, group 2, and I'll bring you in and bring you out. It's simple as that, and you can clap along and have a bit of fun. Sing in virtual harmony with each other. Are you ready for our isolation warm-up song? Here we go. Ready. You'll hear a little piano intro and then we wash. Go and wash your hands all the time. Do it for 20 seconds. It's important to include your thumbs or so my mother reckons. You must stay indoors, don't go out, but if you really must, try to stay at least 2 meters apart. And then when you got it, start. Group 1, start now. Wash your hands all the time. Do it for 20 seconds. Group 2. Wash your hands all the time. Do it for 20 seconds. It's important to include your thumbs. Do it for 20 seconds. You must stay and to include your thumbs. But if you really must, try to stay at least. Don't go out, but if you really must, try to stay at least 2 meters apart. Then you've got it starts. It's wash your hands all the time. Do it for 20 seconds. It's important to include your thumbs. But if you really must, try to stay at least 2 meters. Don't go out, but if you really must, try to stay at least 2 meters apart. Then you got it sus. Try to stay at least 2 meters apart. And then you got it sus. Good. Are you warmed up?
Yeah.
So do we have people in all groups? I need to know who was in group 1. Who was in group 2? Who? Oh, lots of group 2s. Group 3?
Yeah.
And group 4s. Any brave group 4s at the end?
Yeah.
And I wish I could have heard you on your own. Lovely. Okay.
It's amazing. Everyone from 3.
That is. If you want to use that, by the way, we'll send it to you for free and use it with your choirs. It's quite a
That's
useful.
a good one. That's a good one.
Weirdly, it's a message that some people here aren't really getting. So, still in the UK, some people don't know what 2 meters means for some reason. I don't know why. So,
They work in Imperial.
Exactly.
You should go out in your choirs and stand 2 meters apart in a sort of big ring. I don't know, and sing it to them. I don't know. I didn't really say that.
No, you didn't say that.
No.
Social gathering. Social gathering.
Stay at home. What was it? Stay at home. Now it's time to sing our first song tonight. It's Mambo Sawa Sawa. Are you ready?
Yes.
Find your copies. So my wonderful friend Silas used to visit Uganda a lot, and he brought this back from Uganda and taught it to me. There are a couple of different versions of the second line. This one is Yesua Kiwa Kitini. There's a few other versions which have other words there, but this is the one we've chosen today. The translation is there. You've on the sheet. You've seen it. Things already better. Things already better. So what we do is with these songs, what I tend to do is to kind of make it up as we go along. Normally.
Now, please.
Sorry?
Tina's turning someone off.
Tina's turning them off. Now this is. We need to know-
Sorry, daughter, to come and have a look. Sorry.
So what's happening? If there's other things happening in your house that might slightly hijack our meeting, because basically, well, the first meeting we had, I think the neighbours were having an argument next door, but everyone could hear it. And then there was somebody else who went to make their housemate went to make soup in the kitchen, and everyone heard that as well. So just make sure that there's not much going on in your house.
She's falsified.
But we will be muting you. Right. Anyway, I like to start this gradually. So normally I would say altos. We're going to start with you because you have the tune altos. There, that's what I want to hear when I say you have the tune altos. Altos don't often get the tune, do they? But in these kind of African songs,
You never get it.
fits nicely for the altos. So you're going to go. And hold on a minute. I'm going to do what I should have done, is to mute you. Sorry, I hate to do this, but here we go. Mute you. So altos, it starts like this. And that is it. That's the entire song. And what I would normally do, wouldn't ever write this out. I've only written it out because we want to make it available to people on ChoirCommunity. I would always try and teach this the way that it would be taught in Uganda, which is totally by ear. It's a completely oral experience, and it's handed down through the generations. And so, if you can make do without looking at it tonight, why not use that as a possible experience? Keep the sheet for teaching your own choirs, maybe. Hopefully you'd want to buy a few more copies if you do that. And then, but tonight, have the experience of maybe learning it by ear, so you have that kind of gradual learning thing, so it kind of goes in without having to look at something. Anyway, that's the way I do it with a normal choir. So then, within 5 minutes, all heads are up. No one's looking at any music. They haven't even had it from the start, and you can engage with an audience within 5 minutes. You can always teach this to an audience in a concert. Right. So altos. Once you've done that, you do it again. You carry on. And we bring the sopranos in over the top. It's one of these wonderful parallel harmonies. Sopranos, you start there. And sopranos would go 3, 4. So altos, you start there. Sopranos, you start there. 2, 3, 4. And it's got that wonderful syncopated push in the second half. Mambo sawa sawa, mambo sawa sawa. And that happens in all the parts. Which is great. Okay. So normally what I'd then do, I'd say, carry on you two, and we'll bring the tenors in. In a minute, we won't be doing it quite like that, but just nice to give a sort of gradual intro and bring the parts in one by one, and it sort of gives this wonderful feeling of things gathering and filling out the harmonies gradual. Tenors, so you're starting up here. I don't know why that sounds quite high for me today. I don't know why. Normally that's kind of mid-range. Sawa, sawa. So who's a tenor? Wave to me if you're a tenor. Oh, some wonderful lady tenors. There's more lady tenors than men tonight. Men, are you all bassists tonight? There must be some men tenors. Okay, well, if you're a tenor, sing with me. Bev, it's you and me, alright? Here we go, let's do it. So, 3, 4. Mama, sawa, sawa. Mama, sawa, sawa. Yes, waki, waki, tini. Mama, sawa, sawa. 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 part in this. Basses, you're doing a kind of dual job here. So you're kind of taking the part of the bass line, but also you're doing a little bit of a cantor role, okay? And I'll just explain what that means. In a lot of these African songs, you have a cantor. When it was Ladysmith Black Mambazo, it would be Joseph Shabalala. And he'd sing a little line at the beginning to let you know, all I want to be homeless. He would bring you into the next verse and give you a clue as to what the words he wanted you to sing would be if they were different. So this little bit at the beginning, it's actually at the end. So look at the end basses. The very end, it goes, oh mambo sawa. That actually should be at the beginning. Because when you start singing, that's what you sing. That's where you start basses. You give a little bit of a preempt into the next verse. Oh mambo sawa, if it's on mambo sawa. And then you'll find after 2 verses, we then go to the translation. Already better. And that's the clue for everyone else to change their words in the next verse. Do you get it? So once you hear the basses sing, already better, things already better. We start with things already better. We do the translation. So that's how that works. So normally I would kind of mess around with this and change it every time and maybe do 3 or 4 verses with the harmony building up on the Swahili. Then we do a translation. Then we might translate back. And I've got quite a short version tonight. But you can do your own pattern for it if you like. So basses, we'd come in on that little link. And then we go back to the top. And I'll go through your bass line now. So basses, ready and go. Oh mambo sawa, mambo sawa sawa. Oh mambo sawa, mambo sawa sawa. Oh mambo sa Yesu akiwa kitini. Mambo sawa sawa, mambo sawa sawa, mambo sawa sawa. Oh mambo sawa, mambo. Do you get it? You haven't got much of a break, have you? You're continually kind of feeding the lines to the rest of the choir. The bit that my choir had a little bit of a problem with basses is interrupting yourselves in bar 4. Notice that. Where it goes, oh mambo sa Yesu akiwa. You join in with the rest of the choir on Yesu akiwa to make sure that's the same. That's not easy because you don't really finish your sawa on mambo sawa. Do you see? You go, oh mambo sa Yesu. Oh mambo sa Yesu aki. It only happens in the bass part. See that? You have to interrupt yourself. So I'll do that one more time with the basses. Are you ready? Oh, 2, 3, 4, go. Oh mambo sawa, mambo sawa sawa. Oh mambo sawa, mambo sawa sawa. Oh mambo sa Yesu aki wa kitini. Mambo sawa sawa, mambo sawa sawa. Oh mambo sawa, mambo, etc, etc. Okay? And then what's going to happen, I think what happens on this version is that altos, you will start. Then the next time through, sopranos, you join them. Altos carry on. And then the third time through, we get the basses giving their little intro. Oh mambo sawa. And then basses and tenors, you come in together. So then we get the 4 parts straight away. Sometimes I'd take longer to build the thing up, but this is a quick one. So we're having bass and tenors in the 3rd time. Then I believe the next one, we do the translation. We go straight to things already better. And then we might do a quiet things already better. And then we go back to mambo sawa for 2 more. Okay? You need to listen carefully. So listen carefully to what the bassists sing on the recording as we go through. Does that make sense? I've talked for too long. We need to sing. So straight away, our first full performance of Mambo Sawa Sawa, and then we'll open it to questions if you didn't follow it and you want some more explanation. Are you ready? Mambo Sawa Sawa. There's some percussion on here too. You may want to add a little bit of something. We used pots and pans last night for Clap the Heroes. You're very welcome to do that if that's what you feel. And that's good. I can see some of you already standing to sing. Sue Owen is up there, ready to groove and move. They'll be doing this again in a minute, so if you want to dance for both versions, you're very welcome. Okay, Mambo Sawa Sawa, full performance. Good luck, everybody. Altos, are you ready? Mambo Sawa Sawa, Mambo sawa sawa. Yesu akiwa kitini. Mambo sawa sawa. Mambo sawa sawa. Mambo sawa sawa. Sopranos, you join. Mambo sawa sawa. Mambo sawa sawa. Yesu akiwa kitini. Mambo sawa sawa. Mambo sawa sawa. Ready, basses? Basses and tenors after this. Oh, mambo sawa. Mambo sawa sawa. Oh, mambo sawa. Mambo sawa sawa. Oh, mambo sawa. Yesu akiwa kitini. Mambo sawa sawa. Mambo sawa sawa. Mambo sawa sawa. Already better. Things already better. Already better. Things already better. Already better when the Lord is on the throne. Things already better. Things already better. Things already better. Things already better. Already better. Things already better. Already better when the Lord is on the throne. Things already better. Things already better. Things already better. Oh, mambo sawa. Mambo sawa sawa. Oh, mambo sawa. Mambo sawa sawa. Oh, mambo sawa. Yesu akiwa kitini. Mambo sawa sawa. Mambo sawa sawa. Mambo sawa sawa. Oh, mambo sawa. Mambo sawa sawa. Oh, mambo sawa. Mambo sawa sawa. Oh, mambo sawa. Yesu akiwa kitini. Mambo sawa sawa. Mambo sawa sawa. Mambo sawa sawa. Good, that's that version. I've unmuted you.
Wow.
Did you follow that all right?
Yeah.
Now we're going to go through it again, but if anybody got any questions or comments you want to make, or suggestions, or puzzles, you may have a question about, oh, I didn't quite follow that, there's a bit I missed. So wave to me if you want me to speak to you. You're all absolutely on it tonight. Everyone happy with that?
Yeah.
Okay, now you know the format. We're going to do it again, and I want you all to stand, and I want you all to do some sort of percussion. You can clap or do body percussion, or get your shakers out. Now you know how the format is.
Mambo sawa sawa.
Mambo sawa sawa. It's quite infectious, isn't it? It's a wonderful little tune. And this can normally take 10 or 15 minutes in a warm-up. This is only a 2-minute version, so it's not quite...
We actually start. Oh, mambo sawa.
Did you follow it okay, basses, each time we changed the words?
No.
Good, I hope you did.
Yeah.
So we've got altos, then we have sopranos, basses do the preempt, bass and tenors come in together, then the next time through we translate to English, then we do a quiet English one, then we're back to Swahili for 2 more verses and the last one. Okay, one more thing before I get... It's a quick sort of run through all the different options. So you might hear me this time doing some ad-libbing. This is a great song for ad-libbing, and if you have some brave people in your choir, you can sing some little ad-libby lines. So for instance, if you go... The altos do that. Someone might want to go... You could do a little sort of answering phrase to them. If you're brave. Okay? Hands up who might do that if they were in a choir in the same room with me. Excellent. At least 3 of you. Maggie Bannister, you're coming to Milton Keynes when this is over.
Yeah.
I want to hear you do that. All right, great, lovely. Okay, I'm muting you. Let's go for Mambo Sawa Sawa. Take 2. Mambo Sawa Sawa. Mambo Sawa Sawa. Yesu akiwa kitini. Mambo Sawa Sawa. Mambo Sawa Sawa. Mambo Sawa Sawa. Mambo Sawa Sawa. sawa sawa. Yesu akiwakitini. Mambo sawa sawa. Mambo sawa sawa. Mambo sawa sawa. Oh mambo sawa. Mambo sawa sawa. Oh mambo sawa. Mambo sawa sawa. Oh mambo sawa. Yesu akiwakitini. Mambo sawa sawa. Mambo sawa sawa. Mambo sawa sawa. Already better. Things already better. Already better. Things already better. Already better when the Lord is on the throne. Things already better. Things already better. Things already better. Things already better. Already better. Things already better. Already better when the Lord is on the throne. Things already better. Things already better. Things already better. Oh mambo sawa. Mambo sawa sawa. Oh mambo sawa. Mambo sawa sawa. Oh mambo sawa. Yesu akiwakitini. Mambo sawa sawa. Mambo sawa sawa. Mambo sawa sawa. Oh mambo sawa. Mambo sawa sawa. Oh mambo sawa. Mambo sawa sawa. Oh mambo sawa. Yesu akiwakitini. Mambo sawa sawa. Mambo sawa sawa. Mambo sawa sawa. And sit. Relax. Lovely. Thank you, everybody. We can all benefit from a bit of Uganda in our lives any day, can't we? Wonderful, wonderful. We're on 3 pages now, 52 people, lovely. So we're going to look at a little minute's break. You can go and sort of refresh your water, your tea. I'm going to start with Shenandoah in just a moment. Keep it live and open. You can say hi to each other if you recognise each other from a previous week. Only one of you can talk at a time. Let's change this music now.
There's 3 pages now.
Why am I green?
Depends how many you can see on the screen.
4.
Lovely.
Oh!
So some people appear twice.
Some people have logged on two things. I think.
That's cheating.
When you move to the second page, it fills the second page. So regardless of how many extras there are. So I can see 42 on one page. So if I go to the second page, I've got the 10 others plus 32 of the previous page.
It must be very, if there's 40, it must be very small. Were they all very small?
Well, I do have a large screen.
Wow, good for you. You can. I like having. What have I got? I've got 5 by 5, so 25, which is my maximum.
Yeah.
My maximum. We have 22 people watching on Facebook. Say hi, Facebook.
Hi, Facebook.
I hope they heard that. Next time, we may actually join Facebook from within Zoom, which will be a very different experience. We're going to try that next time. You can do that. I can actually start that any time, which is going to be. We're going to maybe try that next time because Zoom has this clever thing. Lovely. Have you all? You ready for song 2?
Yes.
Yep.
Now I chose this slightly in response to a couple of you who've written in. So thank you for writing in. Thank you for giving us your feedback, which is massively helpful. And some of you wanted something a little harder.
What?
Oh, not all of you.
That wasn't me.
So a lot of us like to have our very simple little build-up songs, which are only a few seconds long and it repeats and repeats. But we have all sorts of arrangements on Choir Community, and sometimes they're just a little bit more composed and thought through. And this is one that's kind of edging towards that, where you've got a little intro that's a bit different from a link later on, and there are 2 different types of verse. So that's what happens with Shenandoah. Plus the fact we've got 5 parts. So we have a split, either, it's up to you, I suppose, the soprano or the alto. So you've got a chance to do a middle line. So if you see on the top there, I'll take you through each line, but the top one will go. So on. If you're on the second line down, you start on the soprano, and then you'll flip to that F sharp at the end of bar 2. You do this. And stay in the middle. So do you see you have a choice? When it's 3, you're in the middle, and when it's 2, you can either go down or up. So there's a few different ways of dealing with that. And at the very end, I think there's a. Oh no, there's a second tenor, or more of like a baritone part there. At the end of the top line, where the basses go. And half of you will stay there. And the ones who want to go down will go down there. And then we have the full chord. You see, so it sets up a 5-part chord rather than a 4-part one. Then most of the song is kind of 4-part as it goes through. And then the basses, you actually have the tune in verse 2 and 4. You don't sound very happy about that. No, my basses are so shocked when I give them the tune that they you have to tell them at least 3 times. It's always great to have tune in the basses, and then we're all oohing and ahhing in wonderment at them at the above. So it's mainly there's more 5-part stuff here. So you'll notice 2 soprano parts there and there. Anyway, I'm going to go through the lines now for you. Would you like me to do that?
Yeah.
So wave at me if you want your line, and we'll do it in that order. So who wants their line first? I want to see a wave. Okay, coming to you, Karen Evans. What are you? Are you an alto, a soprano, a tenor?
Alto.
You're an alto. Good. Right. So we'll start with the altos. So altos, you actually start on the second beat. Okay, I'm going to mute you now, and I'm going to take you through the alto line. Sing along with me if you're an alto. And 1. Plenty for now, isn't it? All right. Happy with that, altos? Good. Anybody else want their line up to that point? Wave at me if you want my attention. Nobody on page 1. Any on page? Oh, Bev McGowan, coming to you. I think I know who you are. Are you a tenor? Can you unmute yourself? There you go.
Tenor.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. Tenor. How helpful. You look very relaxed. Were you sitting on a sort of reclining on a sofa?
I am.
Very relaxed. Lovely. Okay. So tenors, you actually start the very beginning with the sopranos. We're all on the same note. It's one of these arrangements that emanate from the like that. From tenors, you're there with me. So I'm going to mute you all and sing tenor with me now. This first page. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and. I think it starts with an ooh sound. I don't know why it says O still. It starts with an ooh, and then it goes to O, I think, in bar 3. Somebody's nodding at me. So Linda B, did you hear that on the recording? That's good. Right, so tenors, I hope you're happy with that, because that's all you're going to get. Anybody else want some parts? I'm looking for basses, but you may think you want to. Olga Watkins, coming to you.
Yeah.
Hi, Olga.
Second soprano, second soprano.
Second soprano. Okay, all right. So what we're going to do the second soprano bit for the first bit, and then it's going to go into the normal soprano for the rest of the page, and then only this first page. Okay, so second soprano. You start at the beginning, and you do this. 1, 2, 3, 4. After the intro, it's basically the tune, the melody, isn't it? Okay. So, anyone else want some bits that I haven't done yet? Okay, coming to you, Trevor. Am I right in guessing you're a soprano, are you, Trevor?
Almost.
Almost. Wait, do you run a choir?
No, I'm in Hillary's.
In your Hillary's choir, of course. I was wondering, because some people, like me, have to sort of squawk some awful falsetto when we give people notes. That you have a wonderful speaking voice. I'm assuming you want the bass part.
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry, bass. You have to start on the same note as everyone else, so it's kind of high baritone for at the beginning. So maybe falsetto for some of you, but maybe trying to get into that lovely head voice. The bass is there. You start on the second beat. Okay, and 1. Okay, a lot of bass line there, isn't it? Yeah. The next bit, of course, you have the tune. Everybody happy with that so far? Shall we sing that through from the beginning? Are you ready for this? I'm going to go for it. And then we'll stop again and we'll learn the next bit before we put the whole thing together. Okay, so from the beginning, everybody, you can stay seated. It's not a performance yet. We're just going to sing through the beginning bit of that. I'm going to find the recording now. Here we go. So you'll hear the chord, then you'll hear the piano note. We all come in on that note. Okay, here we go. Okay, that's all we've learnt so far. Everyone happy with that so far? Wave to me if you want to go over another little bit, or you're not sure of anything before we crack on. Now, that bit we've just sung, we actually sing 3 times. So it's I've tried to be economical with trees and paper, and so you'll see that that was verse 1. And we come back to bar 7 for verse 3, where the words are underneath. You'll know about that. 7 long years since last I saw thee. That happens for verse 3. And it also happens for verse 5, where we hum verse 5. So just letting you know in advance, that's what's going to happen. All right, cracking on into the next bit. Let's do it top to bottom. No, we're going to do it. We're going to do it bottom to top. I've changed my mind. Because I can. Right, so basses. Are you ready for your verse? So you'll sing the verse in verse 2 and verse 4. So this is the last note of page 1, basses, and then into the first note of page 2. Verse 2 is Oh, Shenandoah, I love your daughter. Away, rolling river. Oh, Shenandoah, I love your daughter. Away, I'm bound to go, cross the wide Missouri. Then you'll go, 'tis 7 long years since last I saw thee. Back to bar 7. Okay, basses? Good. I'm going to skip through these. I'm going to work through the parts. So tenors. So you wait for the basses to sing, Oh, Shenandoah, and you're in there at top of page 2 of bar 17 on the second beat, tenors. Ready? And 1. Cross the wide Missouri, 'tis 7 long years, etc. Back to verse 3. I've realised there that I sang something, a word underlay, which isn't actually there. Tenors, I have to find out what do I do. At the top it goes, ooh. I don't know whether I sing away or ooh, ooh, ooh. We'll find out in a minute, won't we? Yes, we will. But altos, it's your turn. There's your starting note at bar 17. The basses go, oh, Shenandoah. Okay, altos, I'm with you. Coming in on beat 2 of bar 17. Oh, 1. Cross the wide Missouri. I like D, so I've given you lots of them at the end there, altos. Happy with that? Some smiles. That's good to see. Ready for second soprano line. Here we go, second sopranos. Bar 17. Better get this right. I'm looking very carefully at my part. So you start here, and you hold that note while the tops go above you. Hold the A, and that A kind of goes through. There should be some more tie lines, I think, going through bar 19 and into bar 20. It's kind of a sustained long A, really, because the way it's written on only 2 staves, I've done some shorthand. So, sopranos there. Second sopranos. Oh, 1. Bit tortuous that, isn't it? Lots of semitones there for you there. And now it's time for the top sops. And I'll screech a bit, but I'll play the piano as well to make sure you know what's going on. You lift up to that D in bar 18. And ready? Oh, Shannon. parts. And so before we sing it all the way through, I'll just take you through the geography of it, because there's another little twist that you need to know. So listen very carefully about how the format and where we go. So read through your score with me now as I tell you how this arrangement goes. We sing the very beginning as written, all starting on the same note, etc., etc. The top line is as is. Then we do verse 1 with the sopranos on the tune. Shenandoah, I long to hear you. Away, on it goes, down the bottom of the page, into the first time bar. Straight away, the basses will then lead the verse and sing verse 2. Oh, Shannon. And we do the ooh, which I've just taught you for the first time. This is verse 2. Oh, Shenandoah, da da da, oh, away, cross the wide Missouri, that little chromatic bit. Then you've got the repeat mark. 'Tis 7 long years. I know this is obvious to some of you, but you'd be surprised how many of my choir need telling about 18,000 times how that works. And we go back to bar 7 for the second line of words for verse 3. Shenandoah, 7 long years since last I saw thee, away you rolling river, comes each time. 'Tis 7 long years since last I saw thee, away I'm bound to go, down the bottom. Basses your verse again, verse 4. Oh Shenandoah, I'm bound to leave you. So we're doing the same oohs as before, everybody else. We're on page 2 now. Shenandoah, I'm bound to leave you. Away you rolling river, basses. Oh Shenandoah, I'll not deceive you. On we go. Then we go to the repeat mark again. Then it says 5th verse hum. That's why it says there. Because we go back again to bar 7 and we all hum. And we hum this all the way through to the bottom of the page. And then will you notice a little bit above the soprano line after bar 10 that says last verse repeat here to coda. Okay, so you need to remember to go back to that with the words of verse 1. So you hum right to the bottom. Where it says cross the wide Missouri. That's still humming into bar 17 and 18. Then we go back to bar 11. Oh, Shenandoah, I long to hear you. I long to hear you. Yeah. Away, I'm bound to go. Cross the wide mi. Then you jump right to the end to final time. Yeah. At the end where we go Zuri, and then it's the ooh, which is the end of the ooh from the beginning, used at the end again. Now, I kind of skipped through that, but it did sound like a long spiel to me. I hope it doesn't sound too long. Are you all aware of how this is going to go now?
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Anybody? It doesn't matter. We're going to do it probably twice. Let's do it once and see how it goes. And then you can come back at me with all your, hey, you could have used even less trees. Hey, you could have got it onto 1 page, and this is how you could have done it. Are you ready? Good luck, everyone. Shenandoah, take 1. And then I'll hear from you after this first go. Let's hope you make it to the end. Here we go.
Across the wide
'Tis 7 long years since last I saw thee away, you rolling river. 'Tis 7 long years since last I saw thee away. I'm bound to go across the wide Missouri. Oh, Shenandoah, I'm bound to leave you away, you rolling river. Oh, Shenandoah, I'll not deceive you. Away, I'm bound to go across the wide Missouri. Back to bar 11 with the words. Oh, Shenandoah, I long to hear you. Away, I'm bound to go. Jump to the end. Across the wide Missouri. Final time. Lovely, we got there.
We got somewhere.
Hey,
Lovely.
well done, everyone. Before I lay it open for the floor, something I should say that Megan has reminded me about. When I was demonstrating to you, I think I said Shenandoah a few times, but you'll hear on the track we sing Shenandoah, so it's Shenandoah. Is that right, Megan? Have I got that right? Where are you, Megan? I'm going to find you. Maybe we can hear you say it properly. Where are you? You're on page 3 now, Megan. I hope you're still here. Megan, can you unmute yourself? Perhaps she's gone. Perhaps she's gone off in a fit of pique because I didn't do the right pronunciation. I can't see. Megan, there you are. Unmute.
Okay.
Hello, Megan.
Okay, sorry. I couldn't unmute myself because you wouldn't let me.
No,
Okay.
that's true, but I needed to see where you were to unmute you. So there we go.
So, I song. It's not Shenandoah. It's Shenandoah. Although it's written Shenandoah, we say Shenandoah.
Shenandoah.
Yeah. Oh, Shenandoah.
It's like the other way around. It's not Shenan. It's Shannon.
I mean, it's second nature to me. I say it Shannon.
Okay, well, I love hearing this fact that we've mispronounced all these foreign songs completely. We'll have to redo all our tracks again. That's not a problem. Shenandoah. Everyone say that. Shenandoah. Yeah?
Shenandoah.
I'm going to hear you also. I'm going to unmute you. Let's all say it. Go on.
Shenandoah.
Is that music to your ears, Megan?
Is it 4 syllables or 3?
Beg your pardon? So I want some questions now. So did anybody get lost and want to know how it goes again? Anyone get lost? Yeah. Were you okay with the Happy?
Please.
Wave at me if you've got a question before we do our final performance. Victoria Barkoff, coming to you.
Yes, it's not a question, it's a comment.
Go on.
That the one thing that sticks out to my North American ears is lost instead of last. It's a very wide A on LAST, last, not lost.
Last. So we were very English on that, weren't we? Lost, very
Very
English.
English. It was the only thing that really jumped out at me, although if
Okay,
there's any other North American ears.
Which verse is that one in?
2.
Oh.
Long years since last I saw
First 3.
7 long years since last I saw thee. That one. Since last I. Okay, are we allowed to go Mid-Atlantic and American? Is that okay if we do that?
We say last.
So, Victoria, tell us. Just say that again for us. That line, Victoria.
Oh, my music's at the side. Wait a minute.
7 long years.
Well, this is Canadian, but not really. I'm South American. 7 long years since last I saw thee.
Since last I saw thee. So, where are you actually in the world, Victoria? Exactly where?
Montreal, Canada, but I was using what they call standard North American, not a Canadian.
Of course. Okay. So, are we allowed to have get a little twang in our voices, our English voices, as we sing this? Let's try it. Let's go Mid-Atlantic, folks, at least, and go even further if we can. Since last I saw thee, Lord.
Last.
Sorry, I was born in Bromley. I do apologise. Anyone else got a comment? This is so helpful. A comment or a question before we go one more time. We're all happy? Okay. We're on to our final standing performance. I want you all to stand in honour of this wonderful North American original native song. It's beautiful, beautiful thing. Shenandoah, I believe is it a river, Shenandoah?
Yeah.
It's a valley.
It's a river.
It is a river.
It's
a valley.
It's a valley with a river in it, presumably.
Not the Mississippi.
Lovely. So this is wonderful. Thank you so much for coming again. I'm going to talk to you briefly again at the end, and we're going to go for our Shenandoah final performance. ChoirCommunity Distancing Good Friday 2020. Here we go. I'll mute you all and let's go. Thank you.
Shenandoah, I long to hear you. Away, I'm bound to go. Across the wide Missouri.
Lovely. Thank you so much for
Beautiful.
coming.
You, it's
Lovely
lovely.
arrangement.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
You're
Gorgeous.
welcome.
Such an amazing
Really good.
arrangement. Really lovely.
They're lovely. You picked some very good songs.
That's very kind of you. So maybe it's time to I don't know. As the lockdown continues, I feel like doing this some more.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Okay,
Definitely.
so we're not running out of songs, but we're thinking of doing some new ones, the ones that aren't on the site yet. So if you have a public domain song or a folk song you'd like us to arrange and do on one of these sessions, then write to us and suggest something, and then we'll do it, and we'll have, if we think it's going to be suitable. So maybe now's the time to sort of throw the net open. Give us some suggestions for what you think we could do. I mean, you could say now if anybody wants something. Wave at me if you say there's a song you'd like us to do. You can think about it, or if you have one on the tip of your tongue now, you can tell us. I'm going to leave it open for a couple of minutes. Has anybody got a suggestion?
Yeah.
They'd like to sing. Wave at me if you're saying yeah. Wave at me, and I know who's talking.
Elaine.
Elaine.
Hello, Elaine.
Yes.
Super. Okay, talk to us.
A lovely Scottish song called Dream Angus.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Dream Angus. Oh, Olga's
Popular.
ecstatic.
Yes.
Dream
Okay,
Angus.
My favourite
Dream
is
Angus.
lovely, yeah.
Dream Angus. I'm gonna
Okay,
write
I'll
these down on the back of my Shenandoah sheet. So Dream Angus. Is there a version I should listen to that's kind of authentic?
It was the Hugh Robertson, I think.
Hugh
isn't it?
Robertson, yes.
Because what I don't want to do is do anything that's kind of not like I like to go way back to the original with these sort of things and go as original as possible. So I try and get the oldest possible version. So okay, I'll have a listen to that. Anyone else got a suggestion?
Could I suggest Callan Lan?
Yes, please.
Callan Lan.
Yeah.
Welsh.
Yeah.
It's well done. Well, that's interesting. A Scots lady.
My husband's Welsh.
Okay, lovely. Well, now Scotland are taking a bit of a control here. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Let's just see what else we might have. Belinda, did you wave at me?
I was just actually agreeing with somebody else who's put Wild Mountain Time.
Oh, I love that.
Good.
Right, yeah.
Yes.
I actually have an arrangement of that which I could probably use.
That would be lovely.
Yes, Wild Mountain Time. So you're actually putting the suggestions in the text. Anything else anybody wants? Can we spread the net wider around the world? Maybe something from down under.
Yes,
Marilyn.
we'd like.
Marilyn,
Yes,
coming to you, Marilyn.
Right, we would like a choir version of "I Am Sailing" by Rod Stewart.
Well, you see, that's a lovely song, but you're getting into the realms of copyright and
Not public domain.
material.
And he's Scottish.
And he's Scottish again. But that doesn't count him out. What does maybe count him out for next week is that it takes months and months for us to get permission to arrange songs and put them on there. And we're not gonna go against what we've set up. So we'll put it on a suggested list. But I'm afraid for these sessions we have to stick to PD or public domain songs for these sessions because they need to be more immediate. Anyone else want to wave at me with a suggestion? Heather Brownlee, coming to you.
Hello, I'm coming from down under as well. What about something like Waltzing Matilda?
No.
Heather, tell me about that song. Was it not written sort of during the war? It's not a folk song, is it?
Yes,
It's an old song. I don't know when it was written.
Is it in the public domain?
I'm not sure. I imagine it would be.
Now there's a song that's related to it, Heather, that I'm going to sing to you. So you're telling me waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda.
Yeah.
Now, what's the song that goes and the band play waltzing Matilda? What's that? What's that?
That's a more modern song.
That's a modern one, yeah.
That's a
But
very
it's about-
moving song, isn't it? It's a
Yeah.
very moving song about. It's a war
Yeah.
song.
It is a war song, yeah.
Dubliners do that, I think.
The Dubliners, do they?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So if Waltzing Matilda is the most well-known Australian song, what's the second most well-known Australian song?
You are, we are.
Annette, you, Annette, you waved at me. What do you want to say, Annette? Annette.
No, the second one. The second best Australian song.
Tell us what it is.
I don't know. I want that. The second best.
Oh, you want whatever it is? I see. But we need one of our Australian friends to tell us what it is. Yvonne, coming to you. Yvonne.
There's a beautiful Taurus.
Hang on a minute. We've just frozen up.
Pretty gorgeous.
Right, sorry, Yvonne. You said, as soon as you said there's a beautiful, the whole thing froze, and I heard nothing more. I've just been told that my internet is unstable. So take us through that again.
It's a Torres Strait Islander song called Baba Wayan.
Baba?
And I can Baba Wayan. W-A-I-A-N. I'll send you the
Okay.
4-part harmony and you can have a listen.
I know an African song called Baba Yetu. It's not that.
No.
Not Baba Yetu. Baba Wayan.
Baba Wayan, yeah.
And
Torres Strait Islander.
Where is it from? Where does it come from?
Torres Strait Islander.
I don't know what that is. What is that?
It's the indigenous, the island, the Torres Strait Islanders. They live just off the mainland.
I'm ever so sorry. Being born in London, I've never heard of that beautiful place. I'm going to look it up now. Can you spell that for me?
Torres.
Oh, Torres, yes.
It's the Torres Strait. It's
Torres Strait,
it's
okay. Oh, fine, okay. Torres, as in the guy who used to play for Liverpool and Spain. Judith, you've got a cat behind you, and you're waving.
What's your breakfast?
Okay. Do you have a song for us?
No, I wasn't waving. I was just trying to keep the kid in control.
Okay, lovely. There are probably not enough songs about cats. We could do with one. You could send me some words. If any of you are poets, you could send me some words. We'll put them to music. Let's have one more minute. Anyone else want to wave on page 1 and give me a suggestion? We've got a few. Linda B, did you wave at me?
Yes, I waved.
Tell me what you have in mind.
This is a Hebrew folk song.
Hang on.
Called Donna Donna.
Hold on, Linda. Somebody's got Facebook on as well. Can you turn that off with the echo? We've got somebody with Facebook on as well, and it's echoing back. So I'm going to mute you all apart from Linda. Hold on, I'll mute you all. So, Linda, talk to me again. Bless you.
Oh, I'm afraid I'm the one with the echo.
Have you got two machines on at the same time?
Yes.
Can you turn one of them off, possibly?
I'll do my best.
Stay on Zoom because we need you because we're recording this.
How about if I send you a message?
Yes, please do. That would be lovely.
Sorry.
So everyone is on tenterhooks to find out what you're going to suggest. Has anyone else got one, or can we shall we call it a day? Elaine, you're going mad. Elaine Cook, coming to you.
I don't know if you can do this because it's not really old, but you've done Spike Milligan songs before. I absolutely love his poem Smile. And that's really good for the current climate.
You're right, it's lovely. But yet again, I mean, you may or may know this, but I'm in the middle of a negotiation, shall we say, with the Milligan family for some permission to use more of their songs.
Okay.
In a Young Voice thing, and it's being delayed. So I hesitate to say that, but
that's fine.
It doesn't mean I'm going to not try it, but it is a fantastic poem. I agree with you totally. But yet again, no, anything where it's within 75 years of the writer's death, you are in trouble. Annette, you are now waving at me. I'm going to unmute you.
Yeah, how about a song called Deep River?
Deep River. Deep River. Which, my son is over Jordan. There's lots of arrangements of that. And that was used, of course, in Sir Michael Tippett's Child of Our Time. Yeah. The famous gospel songs from Child of Our Time. Lovely idea. Anyone else? We could go on all night, couldn't we, with these wonderful suggestions? I think we've got a few there. If you have another idea, a thought to us, write to us. And if you want to say anything about the session, you can go back to the Distant Sing page on the Choir Community page and give us a little review if you want to there. A couple of words would be very nice. Okay, lovely. Well, thank you so much. Facebook people, you're still here. 12 people still on Facebook, and you have been suggesting things as well. That's nice. So thank you so much for coming to our Good Friday Sing. Trevor, I just caught that, so I'm going to interrupt myself with you, Trevor.
Just a quick, for those of us that aren't fluent readers of music, it's very useful to have the, with the songs you've done so far, there's been a breakdown by parts, which I managed to look at beforehand. So if you do some new ones, will the same obtain, or will we have to?
Absolutely.
Oh, great.
We will not make it available unless there are learning tracks available as well to go along with them. And of course, if they're public domain, we don't need permission. We can just put them straight on as well. Because I've got to make the soundtrack to sing along to on the day. So, but if you can choose things where the soprano lines are really, really low, so I can do them, because at the moment, because unless we can find a way in which we have two sopranos, my partner Laura Featherstone sings a lot of them, and then my daughter Bethany sings some of them. If we can find a way for them to sing where they are, because I'm not in the same household as them, we could probably do that. Otherwise, you've got me screeching falsetto, and it's sometimes not advisable. But thank you. Yes, I will of course do that. What a great question. Any more questions? Anything about Choir Community you want to ask, or are you happy just to go and eat your final hot cross bun of the day? Celia Hart, lovely to come to you tonight. Haven't spoken to you yet. Unmute you. Hello, Celia.
Just to say that I'm soprano, but it's really nice when we don't have the tune all the time. It's really nice when we get the harmonies. So it's lovely when you vary the tune.
Yes, well, I'm a bit of a fan of doing that. So you'll find there's a few arrangements on Choir Community. One of them is I Only Want to Be With You, that one. And the tune is in the alto and the soprano. Even the tenors get a bit. I think the bass get a bit as well. So it's all changed. Everyone gets a bit of a go at that one. The sopranos always love doing some high doo-wops and different stuff, descanty stuff. It's always
doesn't have to be high.
No, that's right. But maybe today
I think
was
I'm
kind
a second.
of just about right. Yeah. Thank you.
I just started that one with my choir this week, Craig.
Have you? Oh wow!
Yeah.
I just simply picked that out of the air.
At random.
A coincidence. Yeah. How exciting! Okay, so I'm going to leave you to chat for a couple of minutes because you're all still here and you're all so friendly. So, do you want to say goodbye to each other, or sort of say a few more words? You're welcome.
You've left everyone still muted, Craig, apart from a couple of us.
Unmute you. There we go.
Hello, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Everyone.
Lovely.
Well,
thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, everybody.
Lovely to sing with everyone. Thank you.
Yeah.
Enjoy the rest of your Easter. Don't go anywhere.
Bye.
Hope you all have nice enough gardens to sit in.
We do.
Yeah.
Balconies or whatever.
Thank you. Thank you for
Thank
everything.
you. Thank you. Thank you.
Cheers. Thanks so much for coming. See you next week if you come.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Take care. Bye all.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.